now I'm going to take this piece of audio and convert it from audio to MIDI. Now, converting from MIDI to audio is very commonplace. We're just saying freeze this file or make it an audio file, and you can do different types of edits to audio that you can't do to MIDI, and vice versa is also true. And so what we're going to do now is the reverse of that. We're going to take this harmonic progression with the piano, and Live is going to analyze it and say, okay, we played these 4 pitches and this chord, and it was for this long. And do its best to transcribe this audio into its MIDI performance. And it does that with varying degrees of success depending on the file and some choices that we make as the user. So just to familiarize ourselves, here is quickly what the file sounds like. Okay, so it's not incredibly complex, but there is some stuff happening in there. There's a lot of polyphony, which is more than one note playing at a single time. Okay, so I'm clicking on the clip here. I've right-clicked, and if we go down to this part of the menu, we can see Convert Harmony to New MIDI Track. So I'm going to go ahead and select that, and you can see Live is doing its analysis for us. All right, now if we open up the track here, you can see that we've got a lot going on. All right, so it's also set, you can see our scale is set to C major up top here. If I take the scale off, it's actually not going to be showing me these lanes here. But interestingly, let's say I did want to see the scale here. Let's say it's F sharp. I could actually just move around until I found what the scale setting was that had all of my notes in it. So it's looking like E is a really close one for me, E major. What happens if I click it to E minor? So no. All right, it's either E major or perhaps this is C sharp minor, which is probably more likely true. Okay, so I've got my scale all lined up. I did that through some trial and error there. Let's hear this. Well, actually, first let's open this track up, and then you can see that it's just inserted a soft synth just directly onto the track. So I'm going to solo this. We're going to press play and just see what happens. Okay, so it's doing some crazy stuff here and there, but it's also doing some really cool things. I'm going to start by picking a different sound. So I don't want this sound. Thank you for choosing it for me, Live, but I will choose my own sound. Okay, I'm going to go into sounds. We're going to go to piano and keys. I'm going to say strings. Yes, we're going to do strings. Do the ensembles. And we're going to do pizzicato, octave, pizz. Okay, let's just now see where we're at. Actually makes the enharmonic elements not sound so crazy anymore. Okay, cool. I'm going to turn this back on, and then maybe I do something creative. I'm going to take one far to the left and the other to the right. Put some reverb and delay. That one already has enough effects. Okay, so already without very much effort, I've got a cool sort of energy happening. I can get in here, I can say, you know, actually, I'm pretty sure this is all one note and not so many individual notes, and maybe that is or isn't true. I could get in, I could quantize this. That's gonna totally take it out of sync with the other one. And I really actually like it with these longer notes and with the quantization. Who'd have thought? Ableton, thank you. I find myself saying that a lot. to the software. These little happy accidents is what I love so much about live. All these weird notes down here. Super digging this. And once you're in MIDI, you can do whatever you can do to MIDI. You could do some interesting other types of devices here. Let's try ornament. We'll grab it all, transform, and now we've got a teeny little note in front. It's like a really interesting pre-slap back or something. Anyways, have fun. That's the whole point of this. Take files, grab different types of things and move them around, see what happens. These are such creative tools, and going from audio to MIDI is part of what makes this software so special.